Are we there yet? Well, it's looking good. Turn that off. So far so good. Right, let's do a stream check. Make sure everything's okay. If you've just joined, good evening. There we are. Good evening and welcome to the latest Mark Carp YouTube live stream. Just want to make sure we're live. Got some very dodgy streaming software which works when it feels like, so it always needs to be checked. It seems like it's going out, but you never can tell. Yeah, okay, it's looking good. All we need now is some people. If anyone's in, say hello, because it currently says current viewers nil. And I'm not going to sit here all night talking to myself. It is Wednesday, isn't it? Let me just check my calendar. Wednesday the 29th, yes, indeed. Hello, Peter. I'm glad someone's here. I was beginning to think no one was going to turn up. How you doing, mate? All right? I'll just, yeah, I'll leave that screen as it is. Gary B, all right, mate? God, everything's pinging here, isn't it? Notifications, they're a bloody nuisance. Yeah, Gary, Peter, I hope you're both well. Any of you been out for a Christmas, or you're just doing Christmas stuff? I've only managed to go to once, that session on the 27th, 2 days ago. And I caught 3 carp, which is great. I was quite pleased with that, because I'll be honest, I wasn't expecting anything. I think I just got lucky. I know you've seen some of them on Instagram, Peter. Keep seeing every now and again a message will pop up with someone's liked your picture, and your name's always in there. You're back in work now, Gary? Yeah, I've got to go. I'm off tomorrow. Got family stuff on tomorrow though, so I can't go fishing. And I'm back in work on Friday, New Year's Eve. I've got to work for one day, and then I'm off for the weekend, and obviously bank holiday Monday as well. I did, mate. Yeah, I had a good session. I turned up. I fished a swim and know well, and I know the fish go through there like quite regularly, and it's got a good winter holding area there as well. But I spoke to a guy on the way off who'd had nothing, and he said they were showing on the corner of the island, because it calls them by an island, tight over on the far side, like so, like it's only narrow, so it's only an underarm cast to the island, and I caught all 3 off the same spot, one after another. I put the rod in, half an hour later it was off, and I thought, hey, this is weird, because it wasn't in what I'd recognised as a feeding window. You know, usually you'd expect bite time to be about 2:30 in the afternoon, and I caught this one at just after 12 o'clock, about 12:30, something like that. I thought, oh crikey, that's early. And if you get an early fish, you've always a chance of another. And I caught the fish, put the rod back out, so it was only in 5 minutes and it went again. So I went through all the rigmarole, you know, play it in, land it, weigh it, photograph it, put it back, get the rig sorted, put it back out again, and 5 minutes again, it was away in 5 minutes. one after the other, like buses. But I didn't know they'd been showing on the corner of the island. I hadn't seen any fish. I just fished an area that I knew, and I knew I was in with a chance. And according to the fella that was walking off, like I must have just dropped right on them, literally. So I was quite lucky there, and quite pleased as well to get 3 fish in an hour in the middle of the day. I was made up with that. A proper winter result. That won't get many better than that this winter. So that's me anyway. My next time out will be Saturday, and I'll go back on Saturday and see if I can get my first one of the year. Chubbing today, but a blank. Had a 2 a couple of days ago, 5/8, 4/14. Wow, that's that's over £5 for an average. That Peter, that's not bad going at all. Can you say what river it was, mate, or are you going to keep it quiet? They're like, River Dove averages them, mate. Average over £5. Not bad at all. Yeah, it rained, didn't it, on the day before? Yesterday, it was, from what I can remember, it was wet all day. The 28th. It was wet here anyway. It never dried up till this morning. The Weir. Don't know that one, mate. I'll Google it. Bloody good average size though, mate. Regardless, whatever it was, even for any river, it's a decent average size. That the Weir. Just going on to Google now so I can see whereabouts in the country it is, because I haven't got a Scooby-Doo with that one. It's Durham. Oh, up north. You want my keyboard stopped working? Honest to God. I've just tried to type River Weir into Google and it's not working. Managed to get some use out of your new landing net. Yes, no, Martin, I haven't. I'm still on the old one. The old one ripped on Tuesday when I was lifting a fish out. I heard it go, and there's a rip in it about that long. The last time I used it and it was wet, I brought it home and I left it propped against the radiator, and it was there for a week, something like that, and against the radiator all the time, so it dried out to the point where it was brittle, and it ripped when I was lifting a fish out the other day. So it's not going to last much longer, mate, promise you. I just need to get myself for the new landing net a net float, because I like a net float on my landing net. I don't want to put it in the water and have it just sink. So I'll get myself a net float, and I think the other one's going to get pressed into use. The other ones are whatchamacallit, Bulldog 2 from is it Matrix Bulldog. I think it was 180 quid paid for it. It's an outrageous price for a landing net. And I've left it to one side and not even bothered using it, because I like my old one. But it's seen better days, mate, to be quite honest, and I can't replace it as much as I've tried. The old net's a Fox Extreme from about 20 years ago, and it's got handles stitched into the net itself, so you can use it as a sling. So I don't even have to take the fish out of it once I've put it on the mat. unhook it, I can just pick it up by the handles and put it on the scales and weigh it. It doesn't even, don't need to go putting slings in the water or anything like that. Really, really fast. But yeah, I think it's gonna get christened next year. Yeah, it's not gonna get christened with pasty, mate. I tell you that for a fact. I did a work party today, and I was chatting to a couple of the lads like about where everybody's fishing next year and what we're going to be doing. And I'll be moving off the water I'm on now, like I've been on it long enough. I'm only really fishing it because it's local and I need to be home pretty handy, like for one of my family who's not as independent as they once were. So I have to be local in case, you know, they have an accident or anything like that. So I don't want to be going too far, but I've got a couple of waters within my range that I can fish, and I was chatting to the lads today like about what I'm going to do. You know, sounding them out, like, and getting their advice and stuff like that, and listening to them. And yeah, I'm going to be swapping waters, like, and going for something substantially bigger. Obviously, I'm not going to catch as many fish. I can live with that, but I fancy me chances of getting one out of this particular lake, and it's got some donkeys in it. So yeah, looking forward to summer, mate. I'm not going to go near the place until at least April because it's deep, very, very deep, and you know, it needs to warm up, and the water temperature needs to rise before I start seeing them. So I won't go on there too early, like, but come April, mid-April-ish, I'll be shifting water and going somewhere with a chance of a donkey. But we'll see. I'll take it with me then. That's probably when I'll change. I'll keep using this one for weighing pasties, like, even though it's got a bit of a hole in. Well, hey ho. It's a pity they don't make a landing net with stitching, you know, handle stitching, and I think they're great. I don't know why they didn't catch on, because I've loved mine, like, it's been absolutely brilliant. I've not had to carry a sling or anything, and now I'm going to have to start carrying one with this new net. But it is what it is, isn't it? I'm weighing up a new set of rods as well. I've gone back, we've had this one on here before, you know, short rods. I keep thinking I should get a set for margin fishing, and then I keep talking myself into it and then talking myself out of it, because I don't buy the whole urban carper thing from Nash and little midget rods. I think, you know, 12 or 13 foot is a normal size for a fishing rod for me, and little ones don't really do it for me, to be honest. But I'm weighing up getting another pair, a little pair of 9 footers for this new water, because it'll all be margin fishing down the edge. So should I or shouldn't I? I think I've actually virtually picked the rods. After talking to my mates this afternoon and deciding my water, I've virtually chosen the rods I'm going to use already. ESP are the ones I'm thinking of getting. ESP Stalkers, 2.75 pound test curve, 9 foot. Should I or shouldn't I? What do you reckon? I want to know why, mate. You like the 9s, do you, Gary? What do you like about them, mate? I've already got a baiting pole. I know there's a lot of overhanging trees on the lake I'm going on, and 12 foot rods are too long, I've been told, and a shorter would be better, so I'm going for a pair of 9s. I've already got a Nash baiting pole, the bushwhacker ones, and I've also got 10 extensions for it. So instead of being 15 metres long, mine's 30. 30 metres of pole, baiting pole, so you know you can push it out. It's a bugger to control, but you know it'll go a long way. So I'm thinking of utilising the pole with a short set of rods, you know, to get right under trees and put baits where people can't cast. And I think that might be an edge. I don't know. Depends who else has used a baiting pole on the water, I suppose, but it could be an edge. Yeah, don't bother with shorter rods. Such a step down from the original Fox Horizon blanks. Cheaper, but the different shows. Yeah, Martin, that was my thoughts, Martin, but I'm fishing in margin water where you don't need to cast any more than the rod length out. You're lowering baits in, and there's all kinds of overhanging trees, tight swims where you can't fit a bivvy in. It's proper jungle fishing, if you like. And a set of 12s is, you know, might not be the right tool for the job. Which is why I'm thinking of getting the smaller ones. They will be only for that place, or for anywhere where they've got to just fish in the edge, and you know, I don't need any leverage, or I've got to put the rod right out to avoid reed beds or stuff like that. I'd be fishing just using them for the water like that. The rest of the time I'd be on 12s or me, you know, my distance rods are 12.5s, Torics. So you know, it's just a specific tool for that particular water. They're not ones I'd use all the time, for sure. I've nearly talked myself into it because you've got a 10% discount on Angling Direct, so I can get a pair for like 117 of ESP stalkers, which are apparently well made. A couple of TX2s, 10 feet for smaller waters. Yeah, they're Shimano's, aren't they? TX2s. They do TX2s in 10 foot. I know a couple of mates who've got 13 footers in TX2s, Peter, and they swear by them. Cast a long way. Easy to fit in the car and carry round, and they cast quite well, and enjoyable playing fish. Yeah. I need something softish for playing the fish, like deep water, big fish, deep water, and yeah, lots of overhanging trees. I virtually decided. I actually put them in the shopping basket before and then took them out. I thought, do you know what, I'll give it a day or two. But I don't think I'm going to change my mind this time, if I'm honest. I think I am going to get them. And I will get the ESP ones. A few people have said, oh, get Sonic and stuff like that, but from what I've seen of Sonic gear, it's tat. Yeah. I haven't got a set of 13s, Peter, to keep meaning to get a set, but I don't fish anywhere long range at the moment, and I'm stuck to fishing close to home. So I won't be fishing the water where I'd ever need them. And I've already got 12.5 foot Torics, and they do pretty long distances, more than I'd ever need anyway, so I ain't going to buy another set. But I do think when I replace my Torics, I'll be getting 13s, because you know they're a casting tool, aren't they? And sometimes that's what you need. And it's nice to have all the bases covered, isn't it? You know, little pair of short rods for close in, stalking, and then intimate stuff, and standard set of 12s and a set of 13s for when you need the little extra. Yeah, I think I'll get them anyway. And as Gary says, they're easier to fit in the car. and carry around, and that's good as well. I like that. Anything that's light does me. Don't like carrying weight around with me these days. Mind you, that bushwhacker pole with the 10 extensions, that goes to 30 metres, that weighs a ton. I know they're only carbon poles, but there's so many of them in the bag. It fills me hold all, and I'm kind of leaning to one side as I'm carrying it because there's so many in there. But I must admit, the extra length on a bushwhacker baiting pole really pays off. It's I think the original 15-metre one's too short, and I've used mine to good effect this year. Only really started using it a while ago, about a couple of months ago, after seeing my mate Andy Clark. He was using his, and I was just casting, but I thought, you know what, for the accuracy you get from it, and the fact that you don't spook the fish with the lead dropping in, it actually turned out to be well worth using. Yeah, short after work sessions, yeah. And they are actually called a stalker rod, so they're obviously, they're good for stalking, which, let's be honest, is my favourite way of fishing. I love fishing like that, up close and personal, where you can virtually see the fish you're looking for, or you're hiding behind a bush, peeking out, watching them take baits. I love fishing like that. Absolutely great. So I'm talking myself into it at the moment. Ask me again next week if I got them. I am Mr. Tyler. You're right, mate. We're back on the short rods, Mr. T. I talked myself into them and out of them last time I was live streaming. Probably about 2 or 3 times, didn't I? And the subject cropped up again. Should I or shouldn't I? And I think I'm there, mate. I think I'm going to get myself a pair. Only 2. Don't need a full set of 3, just a couple. Yeah, single rod floater. Always got a few with me in my bag, floaters. Always keep a few. It's not just a single rod floater though, it's single floater. Have you ever tried that, Martin? I've had a few fish doing that, where you just put one floater out. It's one single hook bait in amongst some fish, or drifted over some fish, and they've got a choice, that one hook bait, take it or leave it. And I've had a few fish doing that. Mr. T ESP Stalkers 2.75 test curve 9 foot is pretty much what I've decided on. I've got a mate who's got a pair and he says they're nice, and apparently they're a dream to play fish on, so he says. But yeah, single floater. I definitely won't be ignoring that, mate, the floaters. I plan to fish mainly stalking. I might even only fish one rod. Tight swims, spooky carp, need to keep quiet and out of sight and stuff like that. I love fishing like that. I had some good fish fishing this year, fishing like that. Like little bonus fish. Yeah, the rod bag. That's worrying me, that the rod bag. I can get single sleeves for them, can't I? But again, that's more expense. My rod sleeves are basically 12 foot, aren't they? They'll do 12 and 12.5 foot max, because they're aqua sleeves. But I'm not sure those small rods, they'll probably be a little bit too much. They'll be floppy at the top, won't they? They'll be about that short of the top of the sleeve. So I might have to get some, sleeves to fit. I don't know. Reels will be, I'll probably use me Ultigras, the 5500s, little pit reels, mini pits as they call them. CI4. They're what I use on my 12-foot rods for fishing close in, and they're pretty good reels. Cult? Who's Cult? What's wrong with my flaming keyboard? I'm wondering if it needs new batteries. I can't look up Cult either. Yeah, I think I've got enough reels already, Martin. I've got a set of 3 Ultigras and a set of 3 power arrows, the big pits that go on my big rods, and I've also got a set of Shimano bait runners, 4500 bait runners, which I can use, just standard bait runner type reel, and I'm quite happy using them, to be honest. I go with the bait runners, they're fine. I'm not short of reels to put on them. It's just a case of which ones, I suppose, and I'll probably go with the smallest, which will be the bait runner, or the mini pits, which is got a slightly bigger spool, haven't they? But any of them would do. But yeah, rod bag. I don't want to change my rod bag. My rod bag's an Aqua, and it carries me brolly. So I'd probably need to get sleeves. Just maybe some 9-foot sleeves. I don't know. I'll see what ASP do. If they do a matching sleeve, I'll see how much they are, and I might get some of them as well. I've got some money for Christmas. So there'll be no problem spending it. Whatever it is I get, I can afford. So I'll be alright with that. Cult. Why is my... No. What a pain in the arse that is. I'll have to work out later why my keyboard's not working. Cult DPM. Who are Cult? I've never even heard of them. Who are they? You've both said look at Cult. Cult do a decent rod bag for sure rods, and I've no idea who they are. I've never even heard of them as a brand. How long have they been going? Double sleeve, 45 quid. That's not bad, I suppose. But who are they? Are they English? Is the gear made in England or in China? New company sell carp luggage. Right, okay. I've never heard of them at all. I'm going to look on this PC. I'll just, I know I'm streaming on this one and I'm looking at it. Cult. Carp luggage. Oh, right, okay, yeah. They look alright. Culttackle.com. Let's go into their shop and have a look. So they do bait boats, carp care, merchandise, luggage. DPM camo, Oh yeah, nice little holdalls them, aren't they? Cult DPM sonar protection case. They think of everything, don't they? Distance sticks and bag. Do you know what? I've never even heard of this company ever. They've got all sorts, haven't they? Single rod sleeve, 9 foot. See what's on the other page. 2 rod sleeve, 9 foot, $44.99. That's for the green one, not a DPM. I'll go for the green because it's cheaper. I'd have to buy the rods first, wouldn't I, and make sure that they fit, that the reel handle's in the right place. Yeah. I've got to say, they look alright, lads. I've never even heard of these, but they've certainly got a lot of stuff, haven't they? A lot of luggage. All kinds of bits, bags and stuff like that. Not bad at all. Cult DPM. Value for money, 45 quid double sleeve. Yeah, I've seen the double sleeve, Gary. That's not too bad, that. Hey up, Dave Scobie. Good to see you, mate. Amigo. Yeah, Christmas is alright, mate. It's fine in my house, like just nice and quiet, just as expected. Half my family's gone away. They hire a cottage every year and clear off for Christmas. They don't like staying home at Christmas anymore. They'd rather go on holiday. So half my family's been away and the other half's just been quiet. So there's not a lot been going on, mate. I hope everything's alright with you. Yeah, just going back to Cult. Never heard of them. Is that bad that I don't know who they are because you all do? And I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. It just goes to show you how out of touch you really am. Still living in the past. Dear oh dear. I will certainly have a look at them, especially the double rod sleeve. Thanks, Gary, for that. I shall have a nosy at that, and I'll have to buy the rods first before I get the sleeve, I think. But it doesn't solve a lot, does it? Maybe it'd be better with single sleeves, because I need to be carrying a landing net and a brolly in case it rains, stuff like that. There's other stuff. Right, so you know about them as well, Dave. Cult Gear isn't bad. I've picked up a few bits from them for lure rods. Right, okay. Well, I'll consider myself tipped off there because I've never heard of them. But I think, actually thinking about it, I'll probably go for the single sleeves because I can put them on my aqua hold all, and then I can put my landing net and me brolly in that as normal, like, and it'll just carry it. It should be fine. If I go for a double sleeve, I've got to find somewhere for me net and me bits. All boils down to what you can carry and how far you can carry it and how comfortable it is, isn't it? You know, rucksacks on the shoulder, chair under your arm, rod hold all in one arm, one hand, but you know what's in this hand has got to take everything. So everything's got to go in one go. Like, I can't be doing 2 trips and stuff like that. Not when you're stalking and fishing light. You know, travelling light, if you like. It's like NGC gear. You're trying to put me off, Dave. it gets looked down on by the uber carby types, but I've no complaints with the stuff I got. Fair enough. You know, if you're happy with it, you're happy with it. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of NGT stuff. I've had some of their stuff myself, like, and it's not been good. So I haven't got anything anymore. But I would hope they're better than that. I don't want to go the other way. I might get Cotswold Aquarius. I'll get me checkbook out. Because they cost quite a bit. An aqua sling. I've got an aqua RS5, Peter, one of the original ones made by what's his face, Chris Manifold. When he was in the do you remember when he was located in Stapley Water Gardens, and he had an area in there where he used to make the bivvies and stuff like that. Proper English quality, well made. It's 20 years old, still going. It's starting to show signs of wear now, like, but it still carries me stuff all right. And 20 years I've had it, and it's great. Aqua RS5. So any if it gets single sleeves, I can just put them on that. It's not a problem. And that would suit me, that, because it means I don't have to buy another sling, and I don't really want to get another one. I don't want to have to. I'd rather just use the one sling. I mean, that aqua sling takes 12 and 13 foot rods. All you've got to do is change the sleeves. So that's working for me at the moment. Like, if I get single sleeves, I can use that. Better quality than NGT. Unless it's Nash Solar, big name company, it's just not carby enough. Yeah, you get a lot of that, Dave. I'm not a fan of Nash stuff. When I thought about getting a pair of short rods in the first place, the first name I discounted was Nash, because they're just too expensive. I was looking at some of the scopes they've got, and the one, like, they've got an RRP of about £300, £350 for a crappy little rod. You don't really want to be spending any more than 50 quid on one, do you? So the first one to get sacked off was Nash, followed closely by Sonic, and yeah, I'm pretty much settled on ESP ones now, like, but they're quite carpy, aren't they, I suppose? I don't know, but it was between ESP and Dan Valley that are sold through the tackle box in Kent. Their short rods are meant to be quite good as well, but I'm just edging towards the ESP because apparently they're really nice to play fish on, and that's coming from someone who owns a set. So I'll let you know if I get them anyway. I've got a few days yet. I know that Angling Direct's got a bit of a sale on at the moment, having me 10%. So if I order from there, like, I get 10% off and free delivery, which is good. So I might have them by next Wednesday. We shall see. I think I'll put my barbel reels on, me shimmies, little Shimano 4500s. They're good little reels, them. They are 32 years old now, still going strong. ESP is Drennan rods are pretty good. Yeah. Is ESP Drennan? I didn't know that. Oh yeah, Drennan ESP it is, isn't it? I didn't know that. I just forgot. They kind of like hived it off into ESP, didn't they, for the carp stuff, like, and Drennan, they tend to focus on more on the coarse fishing side. Quite like Drennan gear actually. I use their hooks a lot. And their line. Drennan double strength for me floater fishing. They're actually not bad. One of the better makes, I think. Peter Drennan. Yeah, I'll stick with the ESP, I think. Take me 10% dizzy from Angling Direct, spend some of my Christmas money that I got. At least I've got something physical to show for it then, haven't I? How's life treating you, Dave, anyway? Are you alright? I believe you've got a little one now. Seen a few posts on Facebook, like your missus had given birth and you've got a little toddler running around now. Or will soon be crawling, I should say. Is family life alright, mate? Has it curtailed your fishing at all? Or are you still managing to get out? The Aqua Black series. Thinking it was a dog's danglies before I realised it was made in China. Yeah, that sounds about right, Martin. Yeah. Zip issues and handles not being long enough or strong enough. The aqua sleeves I've got and the aqua hold all is old school. Made in Stoke-on-Trent. Well, not Stoke-on-Trent, made in Stapley. I haven't got any of the stuff since he sold out. I've not bought this stuff anymore, and when they went to China, I went right off them altogether, and I've stopped buying the gear now. I've actually started replacing it with Cotswold Aquarius stuff. So I've only done my rucksack so far. I had an Aqua 100 litre rucksack, 110 litre. And I sold it and got myself a Cotswold Aquarius Roma 3 instead. And when I do replace my aqua hold all, it'll be with the Cotswold one. And when I replace the sleeves, the aqua sleeves, they'll be with Cotswold sleeves. Trying to avoid China where I can. I believe ESP, someone was telling me the other day that ESP have a factory in the UK and that they manufacture some of their gear over here, which is good. I'm not sure they do the rods, like, but the fact that they manufacture some stuff over here is good stuff. Spiro, yeah. A few people have mentioned that as well, like, but apparently that's gone to China now as well. So I've heard. I'm not sure. I know they were up and coming, weren't they? They were made in the UK, like, but I've been told since, like, that no, that's not right. They've actually gone to China. So I don't know. And I don't really keep in touch with the brands and stuff like that these days, because, you know, there's no Carp World and stuff like that, and I try and avoid adverts as much as I can. People advertising's wasted on me, it really is, because I just look at it and roll my eyes and I've skipped over it. Especially on YouTube, I just like press forward and skip through it. If anybody's plugging a product and stuff like that, I just don't like it at all. Try and keep my mind free of stuff like that. But yeah, I've been told Spiro's gone to China. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. It's just what someone told me. Can't keep nothing in this country, can we? Just fighting a losing battle. But yeah, I think I'd choose Spiro over Aqua any day, mate. At the moment. It's a shame that, because there was such a good brand, Aqua, as well. You pay for the name, don't you? Same with Tracker. You know, they bought the designs, didn't they, for the Aqua Bivy, and started making the M3, is it M2, M3, but a Tracker version. And again, they started off in this country, like they gave them all the cutting stuff and showed them how to do it, and they went and sent it to China. Unforgivable. Yeah, don't get me started anyway. Don't get me started. Yeah. Waiting for an answer from Dave. Must be typing a lot. No, I'd love to know what's wrong with this bloody keyboard. Looks like we've got a problem to fix after. It could be it's a whatchamacallit, you know, like a remote keyboard, a wireless one. Could be that the batteries have gone. Could be that the batteries have gone. I'll have to put some new ones in and see. Bugger. Yeah, well, you're not the only one who criticises them, Dave, so do I. I just don't do it on Facebook. But as far as I'm concerned, like, they gave us this virus, and they should be paying for it, really, and we shouldn't be getting any of our gear made over there. Those supply chains that are all broken now, they should be brought back here, and people should be getting jobs, manufacturing, making things. We need to make things again, because we don't make anything anymore. We just borrow money and buy stuff from abroad, and it's not good watching all the money go abroad. It's not good for us, not good for our trade deficit, not good for anybody apart from the Chinese. So as far as I'm concerned, mate, everything, I would make it illegal to outsource work abroad. You'd get a jail sentence. So you think about that in terms of tackle companies. All the heads of these tackle companies, they'd be in jail now, as far as I'm concerned. Treason. Lock them all up and throw away the key, is what I think of them. So yeah, leave China on their own, mate, and let them sort themselves out. But we should be making our stuff here in our country, not in theirs. better for the world as well. Better for going green. You know, less air miles. It's going to cut greenhouse gases and stuff like that. Emissions that, you know, we need to meet a certain level, don't we? And sending goods from one side of the world to the other when they can be made on your doorstep, to me, that's not a good idea. Yeah, C19. Just call it C19. Yeah. Yeah. We don't talk much about that anyway these days. It's Omicron's not as bad as the others, is it? I don't think they're going to lock us down again. I hope not. It's going to be treated like a cold eventually. If you get it, you get it, or like the flu. You know, I mean, the flu jabs come out every year. Round about October, they're pushing flu jabs, and it'll be the same with this. Eventually. Yeah, the Chinese Communist Party. You get gagged, don't you? Yeah. I don't mention it outside of these live streams, Dave. I don't mention it at all. I never talk about politics on Facebook or anything like that. There's a few people in my Facebook whose posts annoy the hell out of me. I always put comrade in front of their name. Comrade Dave. Not you, this is another Dave, but Comrade Dave's as red as they come. He hates the fact that we left Europe. He's still trying to get us back in. And his Facebook consists of posts that, we'd have been better off back in the EU when Boris has done this and Boris has lied and all the rest of it. Is ridiculous. I think people should leave social media alone when it comes to politics, really, because it brings out the worst in everybody. But I have my opinions, and they're very strong opinions, and no amount of Facebook trolling's going to make me change my mind. I believe what I believe, and I call it how I see it. And I'm definitely not on the left. 100%. I do not like wokeness. Yeah. You want to see what's going on in America, Dave? A lot of the news I read is American, and the cities over there, they're just they're jacking up on the streets, because they've defunded the police. A lot of these cities, they've defunded the police. They're jacking up on the streets, murdering each other. Murder rates of smashed records in a load of cities, stuff like that. It's like a third world country, literally. This is America. They've turned it into a third world shithole. Thankfully, we're not as bad. I just hope Labour don't get in, because we don't want any progressives telling us the police are no good and they should leave people alone and all the rest of it. Crime should not pay. And hopefully we won't go the same way. But we'll see. Yeah. I make use of the Twitter bots, mate. If you put the certain hashtags, if you put hashtags in your posts, the fishing Twitter bots will repost it. So you can get your content out to a wider audience. Just use the fishing bots to your advantage. Facebook jail for asking questions and questioning an authority. Not missed it? No. You've only got Twitter now and the YouTube channel. Fair enough, Dave. Facebook's awful, to be honest. If there was one thing, if there was one invention we could take away from the last 20 years, it would be Facebook. It brings out the worst in everybody. Causes so much trouble, so much arguing. And the people running it don't like being questioned, do they? They regularly ban users and shut them up, silence them. And there's certainly no free speech on there. And how dare you question authority? It's authoritarian, really, Facebook, isn't it? It serves a purpose. It gets your content out to a wider audience, if you like, so people can watch your videos if you post them on there and stuff like that. But for day-to-day stuff, it's awful. It really is. He wants to log into Facebook and see pictures of people's dinner from last night, or I'm checked in at such and such a restaurant. Who cares? who actually cares, and who bothers looking? It's like the look at me generation, isn't it? And I'm not a fan of it, if I'm honest. I use it, to get my content out. I've got my own Facebook page, Northwest Carp, and I post my videos on it and any advice or tips I might want to share. Apart from that, I don't bother with it. I've got my own group as well, Northwestern Cheshire Angling Group. But again, that's quiet in there. Like I approve members and stuff like that, but I generally leave the group to its own devices, and not many people bother posting, even though it's got 4,500 members. It's a shame that, because it could be a good group. Twitter is full of angry lefties who lose their mind when someone disagrees with them. Yeah. Cancel culture. Facebook is the same. Yeah. There are some left-wing nutters in my Facebook, mate. Comrades. And I wouldn't mind, but the people on the left are some of the dumbest people. They just don't understand at all what they're voting for and what they're doing. Government should be small, and it shouldn't intervene in people's lives. And the less government you have, the better, because the bent is a 10 bob note. All governments are bent is a 10 bob note. We know that. So having a big government and voting for bigger governments is bad. Generally leaves you bankrupt, which is what we get when we've had a Labour government, bankrupt. I'm in my 50s now and I've seen it twice. 1979, when they voted Margaret Thatcher into power, the Labour Party in the 70s left us bankrupt, and then they didn't get in again until Tony Blair, and by the time he'd finished, and Gordon Brown, we were bankrupt again. Surprise, surprise. Have you seen the new leads from Avid? Simple and cheaper way of using a cog, but without the kit, and the tangle sleeve just pushes into a recess. Neat and clever solution. I'll have a look at that, Martin, simply because I've got half finished on my hard drive a video about the cog lead setup and how I do it. So I will have a look at those Avid ones. Like, now you've mentioned them, I hadn't seen them. I've seen some kind of advert about an Avid lead, and there was something that pushes into a recess. Just thinking about it now, but I glanced at it and thought, well, they're going to be £2. I'm flicked over it. I didn't even bother looking at what it was. I just thought, yeah, Avid, too much. They're not going to be cheap. And I skipped it. But now you've mentioned it, I'll go back and have a look. But yeah, I've got a video that's half finished on the cog lead setup. I've still got to complete it yet, but I haven't been fishing the water where I can film, because the water I've been catching me fish from this year's they banned filming. So I have to wait until I either fish in other clubs' waters or go on a day ticket. I was going to go to Morton Brickworks and film it on there, but I've not been back there. But I will have a look at that, and I will get my own cog lead video finished. Avid shocker leads, right? Okay, mate. Yeah, I'll have a look at them. Shocker leads. It's just what's caught my eye there is you've put simple and cheaper way of using a cog, but without the kit and anti-tangle sleeve, which was the angle I was coming from with the cog, because you don't need any of that to do a cog lead. And I was just going to do my take on it, which is the original that was in Carp World in the early 1990s, because that's when I first saw it. I can remember using a cog lead setup on Burton Mere, and I left the Burton Syndicate in 1993, so it's north of 30 years ago. We're talking 1991. I was using the cog lead because it appeared in Carp World at the time, and I thought, yeah, I'll try that. It works. It works, and it's got a place in me fishing. But I was going to plant all that in the video, which is half done. I started it last March or April, and never got round to finishing it. So it's half done. and I will sort it out eventually. Like, I'll get there, but I don't know when. I've got to be on the right water to use a cog lead, because, like I said, it fits in with me fishing, but only in certain circumstances. Basically, in the margins, where you can just underarm it. No, I've not done any pike fishing this winter, Dave. Last winter we were locked down, so I never got out. I think from when he locked us down in December, was it? Through till when he let us out in February, I didn't fish at all. And when I did, I got a ticket for the local carp water. I just fished there for singles and doubles until we could travel again, because we had to stay in our village, didn't we? Which was a real pain in the arse. I don't think it'd take another lockdown, mate. I think because they had a party in Downing Street when they were supposed to be locked down. If he tries to lock us down again, I will probably ignore it, to be honest, and just fish me normal waters and stuff them. Because you can't have one rule for them and one for everyone else. And they've broken it repeatedly, quite a few of them. So I will probably not get locked down again, not when it comes to fishing anyway. I'm okay with, staying in every other time, but if I'm going fishing, I certainly will not be staying in my village. I'll be going to the waters and normally fish. But yeah, I didn't get any pike fishing in last winter, and I've not done any this winter. I decided to stick with carp right through, and I've been doing all right. Like, I've had 4 weeks off. From November the 20th was the last time I fished, and I caught that day. I had 4 weeks off because of Storm Arwen, and then there was like gale force winds and rain every week. And after that, and I had some family stuff, and it turned into four weeks I missed. And as soon as I went back, I went straight back to catching again. I had a brace on the 19th of December, and I had a hat trick on the 27th of December, a week later. Caught 3, and that was 2 days. 2 days ago. I had a hat trick. So I just basically carried on where I left off. I haven't blanked. Can't remember the last time I blanked. It was, don't know. No, Martin, I hope he doesn't, mate. I really don't want to take another lockdown. Well, it depends what the tighter restrictions are. I mean, it's daft. I was talking to Andy Clark. Andy lives in Wales, just inside North Wales. So he's under the Welsh Assembly. And he was saying, like, they brought out this stupid rule whereby if you go into the office when you can work from home, they'll fine you. But you can go to the pub. Figure that one if you can. I don't know. It's daft, isn't it? Anyway, lads, it's 9:05, so I'm going to wrap it up and call it a day if you don't mind. I want to go and have a look at this keyboard and try and get it fixed tonight if I can. So I shall be back on next Wednesday, all being well. And I will be out on Saturday fishing, trying to catch one on New Year's Day. So I'll say tight lines, good luck if you're heading out, and all the best for the new year. Happy New Year to all of you. That's Martin, Dave, Mr. T was here before, Gary B, Peter. Nice one, chaps. Thanks, Peter. All the best, mate. Cheers, Mr. T. You too, mate. All the best. And Martin, Dave, and everyone else. Take care, guys. I'm going to end the stream now before anyone else says anything. Bye for now.